conquest. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look where the oil money going.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you make a slight concession in the maritime area.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su.
Yes. You want to tell me all these years, Mohammed and his father and all of them is a part of PPP that had gone at the PPP office, Freedom House on Rob Street, protecting the PPP from the black people and PNC. And all the time, you there in there, you never see that they ill-treating black people, they killing out black people. You never see this corruption within this party. All the time, you, your family, your uncle, your father, your sister, your mother, everybody supporting this party. Y'all never see that this party is corrupt. Never. Never at no point in time.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
Linden, make some noise. Linden, if you love me, make some noise.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
Imagine 18 hours of blackout, and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people, search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate the fish politicians see right. Go talk to Barrett and Sue, cause I done fed up. You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up of the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US, and they're telling we super salary. I done fed up of the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. A quick one for you. And the last time I said that, somebody came up to me and said, man, you little bias. Erection is a man thing. What happened to the women? So I got a woman thing for you. And hear me, from the moment she slime up till you get caught up, we gonna take care of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is, well, this is what the PPP is offering you, right? These are the sort of people that the PPP, the Chihuahuas, disguised as whatever they're disguised as, going into your communities and telling you all manner of things and seducing you with the intention, the sole intention to corrupt the country and to divert attention from the real issues happening in the country. Good night. My name is Mark Benchop. Welcome to Straight Up. We are going to rock and roll for just about an hour. That's it. So tell me, what is happening in your neck of the woods? And, you know, those of you who wait until 9 o'clock when I'm on the air to say, hey, all day, message me during the course of the day. When I'm on at 9 o'clock, let me do my thing, please. Again, good night. I hope you guys are doing okay wherever you are. We're trying to get our stuff going back on the ground. September 1st elections, you know, down but not out. Cheated by the corrupt PPP regime and their friends. That's what happens. And this time, the next time around, those smart political scientists of 2025, smart political scientists will they got to start doing their homework now. Now, modern day political scientists they have the eyes to see what is happening in 2025. And so those who have been injured, those who have been cheated can pick themselves up and go again. And next time around with a good team, the people who have visions, visionaries, people who can sit and talk, whether people disagree with them or not politically, they can still sit and talk. And that's the kind of leadership that you're looking for. People who can sit and talk, agree to disagree, and not vexation and who vexed with who and who in talking. That's the little boys and girls. And not even little boys and girls behave like that. What we're seeing now, it's tantrums. People are throwing tantrums and getting vexed. They're not getting vexed for any proper reasons, and that's in my opinion. They're getting vexed because they haven't gotten any position, whether in parliament, wherever it is. They want a salary, and don't tell me that people have to survive. Of course, people have to survive, but not when they're deliberately getting into politics to make money off of you instead of work so that you guys can make money. That's the objective, or that ought to be the objective of politicians. But the politicians, they get in there as a savior for themselves economically. And so most of them, especially as we're seeing on the PPP side, they're not concerned about you. The only time they are concerned about you is if they can give you crumbs. You know, they throw crumbs at you and say, this belongs to you. This is what it is about. Crumbs. We see it every day. They think that you guys are all, that is what they think, that you guys are all, and they think that the entire population, as Jack Dale say, they think you guys are all, that they can do anything at any time to you guys. You've got to wake up. You need smart politicians to represent your interests. You need smart businessmen to represent your interests. Not corrupt businessmen, not those who have stolen billions of dollars from you and suddenly giving you that impression that they want to represent you. Not those who have violated human rights violations and all these things, and suddenly they woke up, they got up overnight and say that they are going to represent your interest and stand up and fight against human rights. It doesn't happen like that. Sorry that I have to say it in that tone of voice, but I'll say it again to you. It doesn't happen like that. And therefore, those of you who rush, who love to run and open your arms and hug anybody, sometimes you hug the wrong set of people. Sometimes you hug, and when you're hugging somebody, they have a dagger and they stab you in the back. You've got to be careful who you embrace. You got to be careful when you're down and you put your hands up for someone to lift you up. Sometimes it's the bad spirit. Hallelujah. Sorry about that. Sometimes it's the bad spirit that is lifting you up. It is just as though you open your door and you squeeze to peep. And then because you don't want to let anyone into your house. Sometimes you let bad spirit into your house. Why you think when people, Guyanese people, I've come across some superstitious Guyanese, superstitious people. But I'll be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? I mean, I've always been honest with you. But can I be honest with you guys on this? Guyanese are everything Guyanese superstitious about. Your left eye jumping is a problem. Your hand scratch you inside. Oops, sorry, I should not. Scratch you inside is a problem. Your head scratch you is a problem. Your nose jumping is a problem. Your big toe, you stump your big toe. Oops, what's going on there, boy? Right? You stump your big toe is bacchanal. But what if you're walking with your own partner, your partner next to you, and you stump your big toe, and you know your partner, they're right next to you. Something, every single thing. You're going home late at night, you don't want to walk in your door straight. You got to walk through, you turn your back and you're walking in because you don't want any other thing to walk inside there with you, right? Every single thing for Guyanese is superstitious. You're sweeping with a broom on the ground. You're sweeping with a broom on the ground. And you sweep somebody's foot. It's bacchanal. It's problems. You're walking around. Your baby ain't feeling well. You take a little thing and you ticker. Your eye jumping. You take a little thread and you put it there. I don't know. Guyanese people, Esme, Shivani, and Raquel, and all of you guys, golly God, all of you guys, your ears itching you. I know what else oops, sorry, guys. Every single thing is so superstitious. I don't know what's going on with Guyanese, right? I don't, my left eye is jumping. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Tell me something. You take feather and you rub it. Something rolling. Yeah, oh gosh, poor critic. So that's why he just behave on his program. Every single bit stupidness on his program. Nothing makes sense. I now understand why. Every time he's on that comedy show, I know somebody tickling the feather, somebody doing something with the feather, and they can't control. The madman can't control himself when he's on his show. Y'all are good people. You keep that feather burning, keep that feather going, and confuse him. Right. Good night again. Good night again to all of you. All of you. We got Trench Crapo. Somebody said Trench Crapo is in the house, right? Well, we see them, we know them. We see them, we know them. And so we are going to watch them. We're giving them one more time. And the minute they slip up, guess what's going to happen?
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
Well, not in that sense, right? Hey, have you guys ever wondered, as you look around the PPP and see the vagabonds that they're putting there to represent you? Have you seen the vagabonds they have as advisors, so-called advisors to the so-called president? Have you seen those sort of individuals? And you wonder where Guyana is going. You see some people, all they do is bear vindictiveness through their minds, and they put them as advisor, one Guyana. They put them as advisor, presidential advisor, labor, and this and that. You wonder where is Guyana going when individuals who cannot take out the bitterness, the hurt, the vindictiveness, the nastiness from their hearts. How can Guyana move forward when you have those individuals? Not just the old geezers or the young hustlers and drunkards. Some of them allegations of sleeping with little boys and girls and all these things. Y'all run the show. Those are the people that you put in the country's hands into. Those are the people, and you expect better for Guyana? You expect better for Guyanese? Oh, please. Anyways, good night again, and welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Bencha. What's going on in Linden? Nobody cares about Linden. Forget about the talks about Linden change hands and Linden needs this. The people who, those Mohammed people, they don't care about you guys in Linden. Y'all stop fooling yourselves. And they get some wishy-washy would want you to believe that the Mohammeds mean well for you. When y'all gonna open y'all eyes and understand y'all are being taken for granted. Now let's go to Linden. Nobody really cares about Linden. The PPP doesn't care about Linden. And the new hustlers on the block don't care about Linden. It's all about themselves. Who ain't collect money for vote, collect money, get car, get this, get... Is that what politics is all about? You go quickly and you hustle? Some of them get their wives on the list, their husband and wives on the list, this body on the list. You think they really care about you? Lindeners, y'all come. I want to talk to y'all tonight. Lindeners, I want to talk to y'all tonight. And then when we're done with Linden, we're going to take the minibus and we're going to go on that bumpy road. Well, thankfully, that road was developed. More would have been done, but it was developed under the coalition government. And so people were, transportation from Linden, you're going through Ituni straight over to Kokwani side. The roads were for the most part. But for 23 years, the PPP couldn't do it. They couldn't do it for Olyo. No other party could have do it for Olyo. But we saw the developments in less than 5 years in those areas. Compare those less than 5 years at what the coalition did. Of course, more could have been done. And I'm certain with the second term of the coalition, Guyana would have been 10 years ahead. But right now, it has gone 20 years backwards with corruption, discrimination, and all manner of things. Forget about the hustlers that you see on the other side who are advisors and all they could put on their Facebook page. They predict this and they predict that. Like them is Obia man. Tell me like Roel Johnson is a low-level Obia man. He said this. He said that. He said, you didn't say that when you had to go cut the thing that them was born feather. You didn't say all of that. But suddenly they become experts. They know this, they know that. They don't give me a goddamn break. If you're hustling, hustle and shut your mouth. That is all. If you're hustling, hustle and shut your goddamn mouth. That's what you got to do. And these hustlers, look, let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. Commissioner Cole, rest yourself about voodoo. What you know about voodoo? Like you want me bumps raised. Commissioner Coles, rest yourself about voodoo. Voodoo. So now somebody, here when it said, and I'll go back to the politics just now. Here when it says voodoo. Here when it says voodoo. Right? Hold on a second. Here when it says voodoo. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Trust me, I can show y'all something.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside.
Welcome back. Here when it says voodoo. If you see an African person, and if they light a candle, is voodoo. If they put something around their head and wrap it up, is voodoo. If they holla walla 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 on the train, on the D train, or the B train, or a bus from downtown to south, is voodoo. If they get on an African outfit and they burn a candle, you know, you burn a candle like this, is voodoo. Sorry about that, voodoo, right? Have you guys ever wondered that every single thing an African does, and we're talking about in Guyanese context here, if an African brother or sister walk in the village, I recall Small Days time, and this thing has been going on for a while. You put on your African attire and you walk the street, right away you hear, oh, the man is a voodoo man, you know. The woman does walk obia, you know. That's the first thing. But you see Panditji, namaste, namaste Panditji. Panditji turn around and say, Swaha. Or Sitaram, Ramnam, Sitaram. And then Pandit gonna walk back next prayer, come in front of your house and say a prayer, Tomewa Mata, Chapita, Tomewa, and take the same thing that the African body in and say, Swaha. And that is religion. And now, of course, it is Hinduism. But when the African people do it, they're condemned even by their own African brothers and sisters. And is voodoo, is obia, is all sorts of things. And so even as Small Days growing up, you don't want to wear no African thing because somebody can think that your father walking obia or your mother walking obia. You don't want to wear it. You don't even want to wear an African bokta, color bokta. You prefer to wear the Palantine twine orange or hot yellow, right? And that is how it has been for a while, because they make you believe that anything African is bad. If you burn a candle, if you burn a agrabati, if you burn incense, is obia. If you walk on the road with a calabash with little water inside, is obia. You run and you take some garlic and you put it in front of somebody's yard by accident. It's, oh gosh, it's obia. It's obia. You want get a girl and you can't get she, or a girl want a man and you can't get he. You go by somebody there at Kanji, and just by before you reach the bridge, you turn down in a particular street. I remember the street as a little boy, right? And you go there, you tell the lady, man, look, I can't get Mary Ann Hamilton. Then the lady can say, all right, come, my child, put the money over there in the bag. Come, what Mary Ann look like? Take your picture and put your picture inside the bottle. Throw a little tip of coconut oil and you shake it a little bit like this. A little bit. Come. throw a little bit spit inside. You get a piece of chocolate, you take the cloth and you put it inside and you take the bottle like this, right? You take it like this and you cover it and you shake it up like this. Shake it like this. Shake it. Shake it. And you collect a $20,000 and you're gone. Next thing you know, Mark going straight into the arms of Mary Ann Hamilton because Obia just walked there, right? And Mark carrying the entire pay. Here, Mary Ann. Here, Mary Ann. Right? Good night again. My name is Mark Benshaw. But, Guyanese, you can't stop Guyanese. The Jamaican too like that, and the Trinito, they know how to catch people. Any one of you out there, talk the truth. Y'all been catched before? Good night again. My name is Mark Benshaw. I could give y'all some of the ingredients, Don't believe that the PPP doesn't do that. The PPP do their thing. And if the PPP knows that they got to do their thing, but no, Africans don't want to do the thing. They feel that doing the thing is a big problem. They don't want nobody know they do the thing, so they prefer to go by a nice church and they're going to sing, I am under the rock is higher than high. Anyways, let me not get involved in religion. You guys know I love my church. I love my church and I love burn my candle too. I ain't going to tell y'all what else I love. I really do. I'm not going to tell you guys. Good night again. If you want the ingredients, don't forget, call me after the program. I'll give you guys the ingredients, right? And you got to be able to maintain it in that bottle. You have to maintain it every 6 months. You got to change the oil and put a little tip of warm coconut oil if you want to get somebody, right? They get some people, even when they're going in for the visas, they just do the thing. Even when they're getting married, they just do the thing. Even when they're going and buy a car, they just do the thing. Can't blame people, right? You can't blame people. I'm not here to condemn anybody at all when they do their thing. To each his own. This is all I got to say. To each his own. All right? If you like the ingredients, let me know. Good night to all of you. My name is Mark Benshaw, and welcome. And you guys might think it's joke, It might come across as joke, but it's not joke. Angie Christianberg and others, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Melissa Jonas, you know what I'm talking about. And if you try to get somebody and you trap them for 6 months and they get away, must know that the thing ain't strong enough. What else is happening in your neck of the woods as we get back to politics and we go right back to Linden and to see that the PPP, they have a plan to further destroy Linden and to take control of Linden. They want to take control of Linden. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Everything falling apart. The bridge broken up. Imagine the bridge broke up in Linden. And I go back to the bridge broken up in Linden. People could have died. Right there. Nobody cares. You think Edgil they care? All they're doing is, with your tax dollars, they're putting on fancy suits so that they could be attend parliament and go around and they go into their ministries and they're beating drums. You saw what happened with Susan Rodriguez. You guys saw what happened with Susan Rodriguez, right? She walked into the ministry and they're beating the tassa. They're beating the tassa. She's now Minister of Tourism. Oh, she's going to tour all over. And Guyana is going to be torn apart. She is all over, doing her thing. Tassa, shaking up. Ooh, that's how they're running Guyana. There's no plan. There's no strategy. There's nothing. The first thing that they're going to want, look at Susan Rodriguez. When she goes into the Ministry of Tourism, the first thing they're going to look for is the size. That's the first thing she's going to look for, the size. Priya Manikchan goes into Ministry of Local Government. The first thing she's going to look for is the size. Repeat after me, the size. Kwame McCoy goes in the Ministry of prime minister, some quack minister years. The first thing Kwame is going to look for, repeat after me, the size. These folks go into government. They are part of the ministry, minister, whatever they call themselves. All of them, wherever they go, they look for the size. They look for the size. Kwame looks for the size. Priya look for the size. Susan Rodriguez look for the size. They all look for the size. And don't get me wrong, they look for the size of the budget. That is what they look for. Not the size of the ministry, the amount of employees. Come on, get your mind out of there. They look for the size of the budget. The bigger the budget, bigger the corruption. That is what it is. So they look for the size. And they gave the impression that they care about you. Because take, for example, Ministry of Local Government. They look for, Priya is going to look for the size of the budget. And once they get a big budget, it means that their friends and cronies are going to not just eat a mouthful. They're going to grab and thief and give out contracts to their friends and cronies. That is why they look at the size of the budget. That is what's happening. And that is where the skullduggery is. None of these bandits in the PPP regime or any other minister under any other government, they have never gone to jail for stealing. But for 23 plus the 5 years that just concluded under the PPP regime, the thief. Some of them going office, fat, the guts hanging down. Fat. They use your money, your tax-paying dollars to go and do all sorts of things to look nice and trim like me. Nice and trim. Stand up. But not tonight. And that is what they do. Look at Irfan Ali. Irfan Ali was walking down the court steps of the Georgetown Magistrates Court. He couldn't walk properly because he belly hanging all the way down, dropping down. It's like they had to walk with 2 extra guards to hold it up. His belly, that is. And then after they got into office and they get access to all of the monies, billions of dollars, they start do their teeth. They start cleaning their nose. Suddenly they know about cleaning their ears and grooming themselves properly. A nice facial, not the kind of facial on Rock Street by Baroom Bar. But they get, and then they do get the facial. And then they start to do pedicure, manicures, and all sorts of things. The nicest, because it's nice time for them, right, Eva? It's nice time. They're enjoying their lives. And then they go on, their father, the mother, enjoying their lives. Their concubines, the little boys and girls that they have. Some of them, because some of them in office in the PPP, some of those officials, they love little boys. You know the history of Kwame McCoy. They love little boys. That is what they do. And so they have access to your tax-paying dollars. But instead of making your lives better, improving your lives, your children or your grandchildren, they only cater for themselves. Their picnic must get the best. Every single common entrance time, their picnic get to go QC. Their picnic suddenly, have you ever wondered why all of the ministers, the so-called ministers and the government officials and them, the picnic go QC? You ever hear any one of them picnic pass to go Queenstown Community High or Charlestown or Houston Community High? Sorry, I said I, no? Well, Dad, good night to the folks of Hopetown and so forth. They don't go no other schools but the top schools in Guyana. And it doesn't mean that they picnic them because if the daddy and woman are bright, well, in some cases, The picnic just come out brighter than the daddy and the mama. But have you ever wondered why all of them got QC? Every single one of them got QC. They get some business people, so-called business people in Guyana. Suddenly their picnic end up a QC too. And from farm one, you ask yourself this question, how come this one here? But you don't want to say it because it's little kids, right? And you want to wish every little child the best. Don't get me wrong. Every little child you want to wish the best. No matter if the father is a bauxite worker, no matter if the father work at Adams boat landing there, kicking off the boat and knocking the thing, ting-ling, right? Or Dutchy boat landing or wherever, or a cane cutter. It doesn't matter. We all want the best for every child, every single child in that village, in that community. So I'm not knocking kids, mind you. But sometimes you wonder, though, how some of them end up at QC, at Bishop, or somewhere, or even President's College. You just wonder why. Right, GT? Gold coin. Yeah, yeah, let's get some flapping names. I said flapping names here, right? Guyanese term, flapping. This flapping government, this flapping president, this flapping so-called vice president, this flapping prime minister. Oh, speaking of the prime minister, he is so quiet again. Is that this guy, Mark, what the heck his name is again? Some Marks. I'm sorry that the guy name is Mark. Mark Phillips, right? Yeah. He's of no use, none whatsoever. Even Kwame McCoy, who they're under him, they're on top of Kwame McCoy. And he's not powerful more than Kwame. It's just saying that in terms of position. Mark Phillips is on top. Kwame McCoy is at the bottom. And Kwame McCoy appears to be more powerful than Mark Phillips. But Mark Phillips didn't care about anything because he gets to be prime minister. He gets to travel, whether in Queens or wherever, and they get whatever 10, 15,000 US dollars when they travel as allowance. And that is how they live. They spend out your money. They buy fancy suits, fancy buckta, fancy slip, fancy brassiere, fancy socks, things they never thought they would have been able to own in their lifetime. But they're doing that compliments of you, the hardworking people of Guyana, the hardworking taxpayers of Guyana, and your family, whether you're from Blackbush Polar, whether you're from Philippines, whether you're from Alice, Evesham, Corriverton, Little India, Little Africa, Might Curie, Les Beholden, or whether you're from Kokwani, or Ituni, or Old England, or Linden, wherever they're in Linden, whether it's Poker Street and the alley, Fourth Alley, Second Alley, Third Alley, wherever you're from, Barticle, Lethem, Madhya, we can't leave out the folks in Madhya, or even Georgetown, though, and other parts of Guyana. The corrupt PPP regime doesn't care about you. They do not care about your kids. They do not care about your community. They just do not care. There is no evidence that they ever care about you. The only time that you will hear about them is when they want to steal from you, when they want to use you, when they want to manipulate you. So they crawl into their community. And, you know, like Priya Manikchan, she's always get this sad eyes, this sad look about her, right? She will stand up and you will get the impression that when they walk to, well, not they, sorry, that's Priya. That's the former Priya. Now, Priya has shed almost everything gone. Shed gone, veranda gone, porch gone, everything gone. So Priya looks different now. And so when they walk, sorry, I have to say it, it's reality, right? So when they walk into your community, they get this crocodile tears as though they really, really care. But they do not care about you, the ordinary people. It's all about manipulating you, giving you guys the impression that they love you, giving you guys the impression that they want to do something for your community, giving you the impression that they want to develop or enhance your lives, when in fact they don't. And so they pretend as though they care about you. They pretend as though they love you, when in fact they don't. when they leave and they go back into their fancy vehicles that you guys are paying for, mind you. You see all those big vehicle and big thing together? And sorry, I removed the picture. Please, operator, remove the picture with Priya when we talking about big. Sorry about that. So those fancy vehicles that you see, all of those fancy vehicles that you see, those vehicles are your vehicles, taxpayers of Guyana. And so they go into a gas station, they pull it up. They can't buy $200 gas like you, Guyana dollar that is, guys. Or they can't buy $500 or even $1,000 gas to go around the corner and back. Because that's all you can afford. But they are able to fill up their tanks. And of course, every minute the likes of Kwame, they're going to keep filling up their tanks. So Kwame is going to roll up at a gas station with a big SUV and say to the pump attendant, fill up my tank. Fill up my tank. Compliments of you, the ordinary people. That sounds funny. Sorry about that, but you're listening to Straight Up. My name is Mark Bencha on 107.1 FM. Right? At 47 minutes after 9 o'clock. We've got to be careful with words, right? Because they can be misinterpreted. And I don't want anybody to misinterpret me at all. I'm speaking reality. It's about politics. Please do not read me the wrong way. When I say the likes of Kwame goes into a gas station, he pulls up with a big vehicle, a big SUV, turns to the pump attendant and say, pull him up. Compliments of you, the ordinary people, you, the hardworking taxpayers of the country. And so when you have a little minibus and you're doing your little business, you got a what? $1,000, $2,000 gas? A little taxi driver got a pinch on his or her money to get a little gas or whatever to move around to do your business. But these pacos in the government, these bloodsuckers, these officials, these so-called advisors, they're living off of your sweat, off of your hard work, your sweat. They do nothing. But you do all of the work and you end up with the wrong end of the stick. That is because you have bad government. That is because you have horrible people who are in charge of the government. And these horrible people do not care about you. They do not give a rat's about you at all, nor your family. And so every day you got to go and you got to work. But these hoodlums in the government, they sit back in those fancy SUVs that you are paying for, whether it's the gas, you're paying for the driver, you're paying for their guards, you're paying for everything. You're paying for their food, you're paying for their sweet man, you're paying for their sweet woman, you're paying for their liquor. And when they go to places like Palm Court and they can afford to drink the most expensive liquor that they have there, whether it's Hennessy, or whoever see, all these things. And then they sit there and they get drunk. And you walk into any place, you could barely get a little moccasin, a one or two. Sometimes when you drink one moccasin or a Heineken or a Guinness, you can't. You wait till somebody pass back and say, well, man, man, I can't stand up on 1 foot, man. I need 2 foot. Well, those of you know what I mean, right? 1 foot, man. I need another. And that is how it goes, because you have to go back and work so that you could give those swines the opportunity to get rich off of you. Those swines in government. So they eat lavishly. They go in parliament. They eat lavishly, while you got to go around the street corner and buy a box of cook-up from Compton, or you got to go to somewhere else and buy a puri from the puri shop, or buy a roti, or credit a egg ball. Well, they get one guy who's now an advisor. We ate a lot of egg balls. Rowell Johnson. Rowell Johnson used to eat balls, egg balls. Now you think he eating egg balls? He go in fancy restaurants. Guess why? Because he is part of the blood-sucking company now. He is part of the blood-sucking people. He's sucking your blood. He's no longer biting and eating egg balls. He move up. And so he now becomes a welfare recipient, recipient, sucking your blood. The same individual who used to say that he's there to protect you, all of these people now suddenly become blood suckers. They're like Olig. They're sucking. Ruel sucking your blood and sucking the economic strength out of you. All of them are doing it. Every one of them. Because they do not care about you. They believe the more they suck your blood, the more the vampire like Jack Dale are going to enjoy them. And the likes of James Bond, they lose them out there like vampires, like old eggs. And they tell them to go and suck the blood in the communities and try to destroy those communities. And then they're going to give them little crumbs and give the people them to become drainage cleaners, gutter cleaners, and all these different things. And to take pictures in Albaistong or Tiger Bay and say, look who I'm here with today. This is my good friend. Come on, where's the camera? Look. That is what it's about. No proper development for Tiger Bay and those places. They, the PPP guys, destroyed Tiger Bay. Their friends and their so-called friends who are business people, so-called business people, sorry. They destroyed places like Tiger Bay. I know Tiger Bay. I've gone there. The best of lot they wanted, they bulldozed the people. Because of a so-called businessman that's connected to the PPP, they went in there and they bulldozed the people. I recall, because I took about 100 of them in front of Irfan Ali's office when he was Minister of Housing. They chased the people. They weren't concerned about the people. They weren't concerned about the people at Plastic City. I'm sure that most of you don't know about Plastic City or where Plastic City is. Many of you don't know, but I've gone into that area on numerous occasions. We worked with the people in that area, that same Plastic City that are predominantly East Indian Guyanese were there. The corrupt PPP regime turned their backs on those people. They had people who call themselves billionaires, living not too far from there, passing by there, never give a rat's ass about the people. But suddenly, because they want to save themselves, they suddenly care about poor people. Give me a goddamn break. Guyanese, if you guys don't wake up and see that you're being taken for granted, well, something is wrong. Not something is just wrong. Something is wrong. So when these bloodsuckers go into places like Tiger Bay and the tech picture and try to make it appear, they always use Tiger Bay, you know. They always use these economically depressed communities that were made depressed as a result of bad governance. Bad governance for 23 years. You know, Tiger Bay could have been developed, you know. But what they want to do, they use it as political props. During elections time, they suddenly care about the people of Tiger Bay. Right after elections time, they're going to run to take pictures with the people of Tiger Bay. Come. Selfie. So that they can post it and give you the impression. It's kind of like brainwashing you guys. Do not be brainwashed by some of these hustlers who go into these economically depressed communities pretending as though they care or love the people. And some of these people feel as though they're forced, that if they say no, they don't want to be in the picture, is that they're going to be isolated. And when gutter contracts come around, you who did not want to be in the picture, you're not going to get any contract. You'll be tossed to the wayside. And that is what they do to further depress and oppress those communities. It has got to stop. And the way that it can stop is once you open your eyes to see that these people who are coming like thieves in the nights to tell you that they love you, they do not love you. They do not mean well for you. It's all about the props. It's all about themselves. Because the more they appear as though they are inching into the communities, your community, they go back to the oppressors because they've all joined the oppressors now, the likes of Bonds, the likes of Figueroa, the likes of Ruel Johnson, and so forth and so on. So they are basically working for the oppressors. They are what you call touts. They're nothing more but touts. That is what they are. And so they go out and they have various things. Some of them are conductors for the political players. Some of them are touts, or some of them just basically, like the guys. And I have more respect for minibus touts. And I'm not knocking them. It's the political touts like Roel Johnson, James Bond, and Figueroa, and so forth. They are political touts, low level, all the way. Remember when Jagan said in Canada, but that black folks are at the bottom of the ladder, the economic ladder? Well, these guys are the bottom of the tout ladder, till down at the bottom of the tout ladder. I get more respect for the guys who open doors at Baroon Bar or at Red Dragon. Or I get more respect for the guys who go around tinging their stuff, at the cathedral. I have far more respect for those people because they show you who they are. You know who they are. You know what they're about. But it's the political touts are the swines. They're dangerous to society. They're dangerous to you. They're dangerous to your communities. And every time you open your arms and welcome them into your community, anyone who welcomes them into your community, you're welcoming a bunch of crass. You're contaminating your community. You're making things dangerous. It's not spiritually blessed, because when these people walk into your community, they're walking in with dirty hands. They're not walking in there clean. They're not walking in there with a clean heart. Is how to trap you, how to entrap you, and how to keep you down in every aspect in order to make themselves look good. And so we talk about in the beginning, not everybody that comes into you or run into you and give you a hug. Sometimes it's the hug with the wrong person that makes things change in your life. You want to know how things going, someone. Is what going on? How come a sneezing like that, little blood pitch out? Is what going on? How come I get a headache? So be careful who you let into your life. Be careful who you let into your communities. Be careful who you let into your house. Be careful who you let into your cars, because you might let the wrong person in with bad spirit, bad vibes. And that is what's happening. Just imagine you letting somebody like this into your community. Just imagine.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection.
All they come into your community so that they can get a political erection. In other words, they are dung, and so they come into your community to get that political erection, to go back to their political bosses, to go back to the vampires at Freedom House on Robb Street and tell them that they went into Tiger Bay, they went into Linden, they went into Aichuni, to Kokwani, to Bartika, and so forth, and they're back at Freedom House with a political erection. They're saying now to their political bosses that we've been able to capture. We have captured a couple of people in Tiger Bay. We've captured a couple of people in Linden. We've captured a couple of people in Aichuni, Kokwani, and Bartik and Madhya, and so forth. And we want you to know that we are penetrating those communities. We are penetrating the strongholds of the PNCR. And that is what they are doing. They are getting a high off of these things. And then when they're done, they get a couple of shillings. And that is what makes them happy. They're happy about that because they see that as clout for the moment. They just enjoy the political erection for the moment. 1 minute of fame and blushum, it's done. It's over with. And so they got to go to another area for another political erection. That is how these people are operating in Guyana. And if you can see that it is demonic, there's nothing spiritual about these things.
PPP will take care of you from erection to resurrection. A quick one for you. And the last time I said that, somebody came up to me and said, man, you little bias. Erection is a man thing. What happened to the women? So I got a woman thing for you. And hear me, from the moment she slime up till you get caught up, we gonna take care of you. Thank you. Thank you.
believe that? These are people who want to make Guyana a better place. These are people who are going into your communities. And listen, this is what they do. These swines, because that is who they are, that is what they are. We have to stop sugarcoating it. We have to stop being politically correct, because they are not sugarcoating stuff. They are not being politically correct. They're going after your leaders and your representatives. Notice how they're going after Dr. Terence Campbell, right? Notice how they're going after them. And that is their job, to go after them. And therefore, you, supporters of the PNCR, the real opposition, mind you, you must not sit by and allow them to go after your representatives. You must not sit by and allow them to insult your representatives. If you do that, if you allow them to do that and get away with it, they are going to feel as though it is something that they can do all of the time. And you must stop it, put a stopping to it right away. Do you remember when Irfan Ali walked into the village of Buxton, where David Hines is from? Walked into that village of Buxton, where Dr. David Hines is from. Turned to some folks in Buxton and asked, who is this? Did he say jackass or something? I don't know. And some of the people laugh right there and then, because you know Dr. David Hines mouth in their dung hay. Right there and then, Dr. David Hines should have raised his voice and tell Irfan Ali like it is, a dunce thug walking through the community that they have destroyed, and try to disrespect the people in that community. It should never happen again. Thank you, guys. Call David Hines a joker. Who could be a bigger joker than Irfan Ali? Tell me, who could be a bigger joker than this one? Politics has changed in Guyana, and it appears as though politics has changed in Guyana for the good part of 2020 to 2025. But you've got to change Guyana. I'm talking about the slackness. How do you turn back the tide? You turn back the tide by watching how your leaders, these who have been elected to go and serve your interests, they now have to stand up against the bullies in Parliament and those who are basically there now to prop up the PPP, because that is what WIN is all about. You will see what we're talking about. The purpose of WIN is to prop up the PPP regime. And I want you guys to hear me out on this one here now. Hear me out. There are going to be deals. There are going to be deals with each other. And when you see the deals may start out in Linden, where since the PPP wants control of Linden for a long time, now when their boy Azruddin, don't be fooled, you know, they're still boys, they're still friends. They're going to work out the mechanism now, how they could work together. Not for the best interest of Guyana, because it's not for the best interest of Guyana for Azruddin. Azruddin doesn't give a rat's arse about Guyana. It's all about them and the sanction and probably those indictments waiting that are not yet unsealed. Lots of things. And so the fight and the struggle, it's for them. It's not for you, the people of Guyana. And until sooner rather than later, you guys will realize that you guys have become pawns of the PPP and WIN. Both are the same. You open them, you bust the flag, and you see them right there for who they are. And so they are going to begin to make deals. They are going to try to make a deal in Linden where WIN gets the chairmanship and the PPP gets the vice chairmanship. You're going to see the wheeling and dealing in Georgetown, Region 4 as well. You're going to see it other places. And if you can see the signs, I know some of you in the PNC, political scientists and so forth, y'all weren't able to see the signs from the beginning. And when we were trying to show you guys the signs, y'all were cursing us. Oh, Benja, this, Benja. You know, they're quick to curse me. They're quick to tremble and curse me. And every minute is cursing me, cursing me. But the leader of the PNC said, in retrospect, they should not have allowed Azruddin to go into their communities because they were fooled. They were of the impression, and I don't know what the heck gave them that impression, that Azruddin meant anything good for the PNC other than try to destroy the PNC and their support base. I don't know what made them think, or what made them think that Azruddin was going to go after PPP votes. I don't know. Check where all of the votes of Azruddin and his party came from. Check where. Predominantly PNC stronghold areas. That is what happened. And do you think anything good is going to come out of that? Some of you may suck your teeth and say, man, wait and see. Me waiting and see one crap when the evidence is right there. Nothing good will come out of it. Absolutely nothing. That is why I'm saying, put your trust in these 12 persons. I know if you're a Bible person, oh, the Bible says, put not your trust in man. Put not your trust in man, and all kind of things. Y'all gonna run and quote the Bible. And then tomorrow morning, I hope y'all tune into Pastor and Apostle Greenwich. You know, they're doing a great job right here on 107.1. So let me give them a plug. Let me give Pastor and Apostle Greenwich a plug. Tomorrow morning, right here from 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock, they're consistent with their message. And so if you guys do not wake up and smell the coffee, see what is happening to y'all constituency, something is wrong. Something is wrong. People who never walk, they didn't want to go out. You think Tabata or whatever, Tabata, Haley, and these people, you saw them during the coalition time walking for you guys? Did you see them in your community? Did you see them do? Of course, they're going to complain and say, oh, we didn't want to do anything. You ain't do nothing, you ain't said nothing, you ain't represent nobody. But now you get a chance to go back in parliament, you jump to the other side now, no different than a Charandas. Jump to the other side now, pretending as though you care about the people. What can they do? They can't do nothing. Them ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all don't put y'all faith in those people. Them ain't gonna do nothing for y'all. They could get vex, bombs could raise, but we all saw the evidence. Which one of them ever worked for you? Which one of them ever work in your community? If they never worked for you then, do you think they're gonna work for you now? It's all about positions. It's all about a seat in parliament. It's all about the fancy positions, because when they get to parliament, they will now have to have a deputy speaker. And the deputy speaker will have to come from the opposition side. But here what happened now? Why y'all hear me out on this here now? Who will be the deputy speaker now? You remember the last time the main opposition was APNU, right? What was it? APNU AFC. APNU AFC was the main opposition. The main opposition in parliament. And the corrupt PPP regime, the one party, the party with one seat, one single seat in parliament, got the deputy speakership. Remember Schumann? And then after he served his time, some doctor named Kisuna or whatever, she got in there, and then Anog was supposed to get in, and she want to come off the seat. She remained there as deputy speaker, right? And she didn't want to give Anog their chance in parliament. So Anog got cheated then, and now Anog people are saying that Win and Azruddin cheated them too. Right? So poor Anog get cheated all over, all around. All around Anog get raw deal. The proper dig it in Anog, and they're crying now. Anog, Ashok soon dig it in them, and now Azruddin dig it. Sorry about that. I shouldn't be laughing at Anog. Anog, it's like you're going around it. Anyways, let me don't say it. But they get dig again, right? So hear me out on this. So the PPP now turned to that one seat in parliament. and gave them the deputy speakership. One seat. Now, here's the makeup in Parliament right now. The Win Party has 16 seats. The PNC or APNU got 12 seats. 12 seats. Who do you think will get the deputy speakership? Now, it's all about deals. All about deals. All they need is to get the support of the PPP for that deputy speakership. And if there is still bad blood between Azardine and Jack Dave, them, because they're friends, they're just bad blood, they fell because of greed and stupidity and corruption. That is what happens. So now behind the scene, they're probably already discussing how they could fix this thing, how they could fix this problem, how they could fix it. So if the problem has not been fixed as yet, and all of the 16 seats for Win will go to the PPP, now we're just assuming that for now, right? Because we're big people, we're not dunces. We're not just talking off the top of our heads because we're looking at the evidence here, right? So if they're able to sit down and strike a deal behind the scenes, CIOG, these big businessmen, these gold smugglers, all of them sit down and talk to Jack Dave and talk to Irfan and say, man, are you put all your differences aside now, man? Look, I be able to destroy the PNC. Look how I be destroy the PNC. Now I be got to find a way to keep the PNC destroyed. All of these things they will be having in this discussion. All of these things. But of course, they're not going to come publicly to tell you guys that. And of course, they're not going to turn to the members of parliament for Win and tell them exactly what their real plans are. Because most of those members of parliament, they're just studying to get a little salary, get a little duty-free concession, get a little access to something, and they are right. They bang on. And then Azardine going to come because he already get billions or hundreds of millions of dollars of your tax money that should have gone to your taxes to help build your roads, to build your schools, and so forth and so on. And so they weren't paying the taxes, but they give you back little crumbs. And so Azardine going to say, oh, he's not going to take the opposition salary. Of course he can afford not to take it. It's just a public PR stunt. That is what it's about. But let's get back to the parliament setting with the deputy speaker. If they haven't gotten their act together as yet, I would tell you guys this straight up. I'm going to say this to you. Jack Dave wouldn't necessarily want Dr. Terence Campbell to be the deputy speaker. They wouldn't want Coretta McDonald to be the deputy speaker. And these sure they may want David Hines to be the deputy speaker, because as long as David Hines sit down in the chair, he coming off, and it's hell to get David Hines out of the chair, right? And so let me see on this opposition side, they might be more comfortable with maybe a Sharma Solomon to be the deputy speaker. Not because they feel they can control Sharma. They can control Sharma. And remember, they have Sharma on their mind for the strike in 2011, 2012, right? Where the PPP attempted to destroy Linden, but it's Sharma who stood up and others who stood up and confronted the corrupt PPP regime. So we may see two persons' names popping up to be deputy speaker. Sharma Solomon and Joretta Fernandes. Those two persons. And if Jack Dave says, because he's still the general secretary of the PPP, if he believes that he wants now to fight Azardine them for the time being, then he's going to use this opportunity to fight them. He is going to use this opportunity to fight them. And in fighting them, he might more ask his 36 of those people who rigged their way into power to support one out of these 12 persons as deputy speaker. And I just give an example where they did that with that one seat they had in parliament. One seat Schumann and them had, and the PPP supported them for the deputy speaker. Let us watch and see how this makeup is going to be. Again, if they still have this bad blood, and they have the bad blood still, but that bad blood is going to settle. Believe you me, Jack Dave and Azradine, they will settle this bad blood. And a lot of you will realize how you've been used by Azradine. Of all person, barely getting sense, could barely read and write properly. And y'all make this man dupe y'all? Oh gosh, come on. But y'all gonna see what's gonna happen. And let us see what plays out in Parliament. I can't wait till Parliament convenes. I just can't wait. Y'all ain't see nothing yet. But wait until they start choose the chairman and the chairman of the regions and the vice chairman. Then is when y'all gonna see the deals. The deals. And if the PNC that gets shut out must know something is wrong. Must know something is wrong. We have been telling you guys this all along, that something is wrong. Y'all don't want to hear us. Y'all don't want to listen to us until when y'all come back and get bite now. Then is when y'all realize, including the leader of the opposition, who read this card incorrectly because he sat down and he probably thought, I don't know, that he thought that Azradine meant good for the PNC and that Azradine would penetrate the PPP community. Hell no. It never happened, because every time Azradine went into PPP stronghold, you saw what they did. They chased him out, they cussed him, and so he wasn't welcome. And that psychologically was a message the PPP was sending. Do not go into our communities. But when he went into predominantly, and we got to say predominantly African Guyanese community that are known to be supporters of the PNC. Oh, look, Azradine. Oh, all kind of thing. Are you going to wake up? Are you going to wake up and somehow you going to buy? Here, Auntie Bess. Here, Auntie Bess. Here, Auntie Bess. Hala. Washa, hala. Washa, hala. Washa, hala. Fa. 4 morning, kaka crow. Here, Auntie Bess. Hala. Well, those songs have different meanings, mind you. I just got myself. Hey. What else is happening? Lola Dahl is out. Somebody said she did a live. She did an update and whatever. She continues to recover. Speedy recovery to her. She's talking about the swines the masterminds behind her shooting and who conducted that shooting, the shooter. So continue to pray for her, and we're glad that she's out. But look, let's face reality. The PPP doesn't want any justice. The corrupt police force members, commissioner of police, and those guys who are doing the biddings of the PPP, they don't want to solve those sort of crimes. They don't. We saw all the other crimes that they knew about: the murders, the kidnapping that was done by their friends and their cronies, the drug lords, the underworld, members of the underworld, death squads, and all these things, killing squads. That is what they do. Compliments of the PPP regime. And when they do these things, these so-called bad boys, they go and they sit down and they sprawl up next to Jack Dave. He open his legs and he welcomed them. And that's what's happening in Guyana. And so the corruption will continue. And people who are wanted for kidnapping and murders and all these things, they go free. Free as the bird up in the trees. And then you don't forget an ex-cop, a cadet officer, France Paul, a cadet officer. We ain't hearing nothing else about this case. He was caught, according to the police report, with a gun and marijuana or whatever. All these things. Did you hear anything that he appeared in court and anything? Y'all watch the ride. Watch the ride, I can say to you guys. 19 minutes after 10 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshaw. I got some other work I got to do. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. But watch the wheeling and the dealing between the PPP and WIN. Watch them. Keep an eye out on them. And do not, guys, do not be distracted. People are going to be people. Human beings are human beings. And I don't know what Pastor and Apostle Greenwich are going to be talking about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm going to wake up 5 o'clock to listen to them. A good inspiration early in the morning. But it doesn't mean because you guys see me up, you're going to call me. Don't. Oh my, y'all wait until after 8 or after 9 now. Please. Please and thank you, guys. Please. I love you guys, and people like to contact me at any time, but sometimes I need my rest too, I really do. All right? And I know. I'm out of here. If you're celebrating your birthday, happy birthday to you. If you have lost a loved one, condolences. And speedy recovery to that woman who was injured at that bridge in Linden. And the PPP tried to corrupt her, pay her 100,000, give her 200,000, and all manner of things. That's chicken feed money. That's bingo money. That's one hall when Francine Cruz go into a bingo hall and thief them people bingo money. Is 100,000 Guyana dollars. There's chicken feed. A bingo hall from a Francine Cruz. Oh, she's been busy these days. We're not seeing her. She ain't fretting. She ain't fighting. She ain't cussing up. Must be hungry somewhere. Good night to all of you guys. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Like I've said, same place, same time, right here. Keep hope alive, guys. You guys are down but not out. Cheated but not defeated. That's all. Don't be fooled by the hustlers as they go into your communities. Don't let anybody hug you, and stop feeling sorry for people. If you got to blaze them, blaze them. Stop feeling sorry for people. Because when you feel sorry for people, they get something? Sorry for Magadag. Magadag what? Magadag turn around, bite you. Do not be sorry for Magadag. I'm out of here. God bless you. I keep saying that all the time, right? God bless you. Of course I do mean it. So long.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set to